AB 44 would make it unlawful to sell or manufacture a new fur product in the state of California. Now, to be clear, members, fur is not a byproduct of the meat industry. And in fact, this bill does not, and I repeat, does not ban fur from common meat animals, from sheep, from goats, or from cow. So shearling and anything made out of goat skin or cow fur could still be sold and manufactured in the state of California. Fur is made from the fur of wild animals, which are either trapped in the wild or raised in captivity for the sole purpose of fur, which, because of manufacturing and because of science and advancements, we know that we can make a perfectly acceptable and, in fact, a product that can pass as fur through other means besides on the backs and the suffering of living beings, of animals. Now, also to be clear, these are animals that are meeting their death either by being trapped in the wild and left sometimes for days to languish in traps and to die a gruesome death, or raised in captivity. And unlike with domesticated animals, wild animals are by their nature wild. They want to roam, they want to move. And when they're kept in captivity, they suffer. Now, the people of California have told us through their votes that they value protecting animal welfare. They have voted to make sure that farm animals have ample room to move around. They have voted to make sure that hen-laying eggs have enough room to live lives that are free from suffering. But you cannot tell Californians that the products that they're buying in a clothing store that uses fur products is raised to the standards that the voters have told us they want in animal products. Because of that, many of our major manufacturers like Michael Kors, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, Armani, Burberry, Chanel, Versace, and others, have all announced that they are no longer using fur products. In fact, one of them wrote that they tried to find an ethical source for fur and went around the world looking for that and could not feel confident that there was any fur manufacturer up to the standards that their customers wanted. And so they were no longer going to use fur. So you may ask, well, why do we need this if so many manufacturers are already turning away from fur? The reason is because our consumers in California want to know that when they buy a product off of the shelves, it's safe. And they also want to know that if they buy a product that uses animals, that those animals have been humanely raised and slaughtered. And we cannot do that with fur products. Unlike with animals raised for fur, there are no federal laws dictating how fur-bearing animals are slaughtered. There is no regulation in this industry, and very many of our fur products originate overseas, where our laws don't touch, and in countries where they do not have laws at all that govern animal welfare. Members, this is an important bill for the welfare of animals, and it's also a bill that is perfectly in keeping with the values of California. Many of our major cities, such as Los Angeles and San Francisco, have already passed bans on fur. Now I think it's time for us to do this statewide and to send a message that if animals are going to be used in any product, we demand that the industry show that they are humanely raised and humanely slaughtered. Because the fur industry is unable to do that, I urge you to vote aye on AB 44.